Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So we are picking up immediately where we left off with the Ishgardian quest. If you remember from last time, we are accompanying Francel and the Count of Durendaire across Eorzea as we enlist the aid of merchants to come to the firmament and pile their trade so that we can get the economy rolling. So the first two city-states we went to were Gridania and then Udal, which actually turned out to be rather well, despite the fact that the Count almost ended up screwing things over for us. So we're picking up where we left off here in Udal, and we are about to head off to the third and final city-state of Limsa, and I have a feeling it's going to be very interesting because if you remember, there's somebody here in Limsa that may not be too thrilled to see the Count again. So we're back here in the quicksand, about to continue on with the quest that's called A Parlay with Pirates. Francel has his eyes set on your next and final destination. Are you ready to take to the road again, Claire? Our final destination awaits us. Limsa. If we must. Though if you truly expect to find a reliable trading partner in that den of pirates and ruffians, you are even more of a fool than I thought. Believe me, Lord Charlemagne, when I say that I bear no love for barbarous outlaws. That said, by all accounts, things have changed much in the years since Admiral Blofuswin rose to power. I have spoken of my son's disappearance to you in the past, have I not? If by chance you have forgotten, it was those accursed pirates who took him from me, and for that I will never forgive them. It was 20 long years ago. He was a boy of great promise, possessed of a curious mind and a burning desire to see the world. Then a murderous band of sea reavers raided his vessel and, just like that, he was gone. To this day, rumors reach my ears that he rots in a jail deep beneath the city, or that someone resembling him has been seen wandering the streets. As his father, I want to believe he still lives somewhere, but there is only so long a man can... What I meant to say is, I would not trust a pirate half as far as I could throw him. They are the scourge of our realm and my house, and I will have nothing to do with them. You have my most heartfelt sympathies for the loss of your son, Lord Charlemagne. By no means do I wish to open old wounds and stir up painful memories. Pray return to Ishgard ahead of us. Claire and I shall handle matters from here. No, I will accompany you. Regardless of what happened, nay, precisely because of it, I will not shirk my duty as Lord of House Durendaire. I will march into that wretched hive of murder and villainy and seize from it a new age of prosperity for my house as due retribution for all they have taken from me. If that is your wish, my lord, let us be on our way. My preliminary research has led me to conclude that the area known as Bulwark Hall, a stone's throw from the airship landing, would make for a suitable place to commence our efforts. I'm really curious about how this is all going to turn out. Because anyone who's played this game and at least been to Limsa will know that who his son really is. So I can't help but wonder exactly what's going to happen to us once we get there. Because I highly doubt this guy is going to be leaving life of the high seas and returning back to Ishgard. I mean, the Sanguine Siren, for one, probably would be heartbroken if he went. Not that they'll ever admit to that, but come on, that's just how the relationship works, pretty much. They have to pretend to love each other when they really do just love hating each other. And Francel's not here. Oh, now he's here. Fury, take me. How can these people abide that god's awful stench of salt and brine in the air? Let's conclude our business swiftly and take our leave of this place. Lord Francel, I trust that your research has enlightened you as to where we might find a suitable trading partner. Indeed it has, Lord Charlemagne. I've read that all goods incoming and outgoing must pass inspection at a place called Milvan's Gate. No doubt that would be a productive place to begin our inquiry. I see. Very well then, let us be off to this Melvan's Gate, or whatever the place was called. Perhaps it is but wishful thinking on my part, but would you not say Lord Chalman has softened some since we arrived here in Limsa? Why, he even waited for me to complete a full utterance before dashing off. Could it be that we have earned his trust? That, or he just doesn't want to go off into the city on his own. It's always so busy here. Like, it's always full of people. And that's why the lag here always seems to be so bad. So I wonder who we're going to run into here. I mean, we ran into some people, like, during the last two cities, so I can't wait to see how this is going to end. And where are they? Inside? Okay. Yes, what business have ye at Melvin's Gate? So this is where they conduct inspections on all goods imported to Limsa. Most fascinating. I simply must take notes for future reference. You're employed here, yes? My companions and I hail from Ishgard, and we have come to Limsa to discuss matters of trade. Then you've most definitely come to the right place. Any inquiries ye may have regarding duties, turrets, prohibited goods, and what have ye, I or one of my fellow assessors would be more than happy to enlighten ye. I see. To be precise, we seek to introduce wares from your nation to our own homeland, where we believe such items would be in demand. Might you be able to recommend to us a trader dealing in such wares? Aye, but of course. Why didn't you say so sooner, my good man? In that case, you'd be wanting to talk to one of the three great pirate powers here in town. Pirates? Aye, of course, since the signing of the Galadian Accord, they're more of an officially sanctioned agency raiding the Garleans at the Admiral's behest, taking part in honest trade and the like. At least that much can be said of the sanguine sirens and the krakens. The bloody executioners are a whole nother matter, so I recommend ye limit any dealings and negotiating you feel to, like partaking in the former too. I reckon the sanguine sirens will be as good as a start as any, as they're known to be a bit more welcoming to outsiders like yourselves. You'll find them over in the tavern known as the Missing Member, if you're up to a parlay. Yes, I do believe I have heard enough. Thank you for your time, and good day. I can scarce believe it's come to this, but I suppose we have no recourse. Well, Lord Francel, I trust you know the way to this Missing Member? Should you cut yourself a deal, don't forget to report all imports and exports to Melvin's Gate, otherwise we'll claim what's due one way or another. That was a surprise. He was actually very polite to her, and he got his answer without any problems at all. You see, this is what happens when you're polite to people. They want to help you. Oh boy, but the Sanguine Sirens may not be the best place to start. Especially since there is a very good chance that she might see kind of a family resemblance and get all angry and annoyed again. Oh boy. Then again, she might just be able to put him in his place. So let's see how well this goes. This is my first time visiting any actual den of pirates. I must confess I am rather excited and intimidated by it all. Everyone is here, yes? Then let's be on our way. By the Fury, why it's a veritable haven of pirate wenches! I I will not back down from this challenge. Watch closely, Lord Francel, and let me show you how a deal is made.
Greetings and welcome to the missing member. Do you have a reservation, sir?
I do not. I have come from Ishgard to discuss matters of trade with the captain of the esteemed Sanguine Sirens, and I was told I might find her here.
You were you? Why, yes, I suppose you might. Make yourselves comfortable, and I'll go let the captain know that she's got a new visitor. The hells ye want, Drylanders? State your business quick, and ye best hope it's worth my while, else me sirens see you gutted and sleeping with the fishes before ye knew what cuffed ye.
Pray stay your hand, my lady. I meant only to consult with you on a potential business proposition that might prove mutually beneficial. I hail from the nation of Ishgard, and I do believe your fine wares would be most highly sought after in our nation.
Ishgard? You must be damned to think any pirate in her right mind would have even half a mind to set foot in some bleeding, snow-swept wasteland at the edge of the world. Ye must have me confused with that puffy-shirted captain of the Krakens or someone else who got more swagger than sense. Now get out of me sight before I cut your blabbling tongue and toss it into the night stew.
1,000 pardons, my lady. I shall take my leave anon and seek out these Krakens of whom you speak. I thank you for your kindness and wish you and your sirens all the...
I said get out of my... Wait a bleeding minute. Why does that self-righteous face of yours seem so bloody familiar? Bah, never mind. A bigger fish to gut. Now be gone from here or you'll be joining him. If I were you, I'd be taking her advice to heart. You'll find the Krakens at the Seventh Sage, just past here and beyond the Drowning Wench. I do hope your parlay proves more fruitful.
Oh, she didn't say it, but you can tell who she was thinking of. Oh, I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. On one hand, I want him to see who the captain of the Krakens is. On the other hand, I don't think it's going to happen, and I'm not so sure that it should. Aside from the slight tremble in his voice, he did pretty good. Maybe if he was a bit more forceful, he might have impressed her, but I really don't think the Sirens would have been a good choice anyway, because, I mean, they're not exactly in the habit of doing businesses, really. They just kind of do whatever they want. Out of the three great pirate powers, they're probably the lowest of the three. I mean, compared to the other pirate crews, they're pretty high up, but definitely the lower part compared to the Bloody Executioners and the Krakens. Considering his son's tragic disappearance at sea, one can only imagine the complex emotions the Count must be feeling. Let us tread lightly, friend. Welcome to the Seventh Sage. Would you care to pursue our diverse array of exotic herbs and spices? Pardon me, my good lady. I'm Chalmond of House Durendaire, and I have traveled to your fair nation from Ishgard. Might you or any of your colleagues perchance be interested in selling your fine spices in my homeland? I can assure you many of my countrymen would be willing to pay a handsome price for them. Durendaire, did you say? My sincerest apologies, good sir, but in accordance with company policy, we are not entering into partnerships with parties from the Holy See at this time. No parties from the Holy See? What insular, closed-minded nonsense is... what I mean to say is that we are prepared to make the arrangement most appetizing to you, an appetizing as salted harbor herring, one might say. To wit, our astrologians have devised a method to accurately gauge one's present location and bearing regardless of the season, a technique which I do believe would be most beneficial to esteemed privateers such as yourselves. To think the old man would be willing to reveal a treasured house secret to outsiders. Dastardly, despicable pirates, no less. Perhaps there's hope for Ishgard yet.
Pray excuse me for a moment. Captain? Why, yes, worry not. I was just about to bid our guests farewell, as per your explicit orders not to... What's that? Are you certain? I see. I'll convey the message then. Forgive me for my hasty decision. The captain says he will entertain your proposition, but on one condition. He will only speak to the adventurer here.
I see. In that case, I have little choice. Claire, was it? I have done little to deserve your charity, but I would ask you this one favor. Might I entrust the negotiations to you?
Very well, then, if you would come this way. Captain Caravan of the Krakens awaits you atop the stairs. One more thing, you are by no means to speak his name or describe his face to anyone from Ishgard, or he will personally have you keelhauled. No hard feelings, of course.
My associate has apprised me of the situation. So this delegation from the sea wishes to establish trade relations with us, do they? The Ishgardians, consumed only with their petty war, living out their days in that gloomy, frigid land devoid of passion or imagination. Just thinking back to my dreary days in that miserable place is enough to make me ill. But with the war's end, it would appear that a new wind blows in my homeland. While I am not so naive to assume that they have left their past entirely behind, I will trust that the sea's desire to change, as well as that of the man who has come to me on their behalf, is sincere. Anything to keep that most fearsome Lalathelian acquaintance of yours from making things difficult for me. Gerald, the document. This here is an agreement consenting to the formal commencement of trade between the Krakens and House Durendaire of Ishgard. It is in Gerald's name and marked with our official seal to authorize the transaction. I would appreciate it if you could deliver this to Count of Durendaire on my behalf. Are you quite sure about this, Captain? Let us be thankful for that adventurer showing up when she did. If that man had forced his way to my office, I shudder to think of what might have ensued. 'Tis strange, though. For long years, the mere sight of the man's face filled me with loathing, but seeing it again now, I feel only this odd sense of nostalgia. And yet I dare not entertain the thought of doing anything more. It would only serve to undo all I have accomplished. No, I have no mind to give up my freedom for whatever I might gain in its place. Yes, this will do. Aww. Classic son who just wants to live his own life, and once he has it, he doesn't want to go back, but he still cares in his own way. That's sweet. And I think the Count kind of understood. Maybe he even suspects it. Dare I ask how you fared in there, Claire? Well, do you have anything to show for your efforts? Signed by Gerald and bearing the official seal of the Krakens, this contract officially authorizes trade with House Durendaire of Ishgard. Why, this is more than I dared to hope we would achieve. However did you manage this? Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, he chose to believe in Ishgard's future. He did. Pirate or no, this man clearly has done his research on our great nation, and I commend him for his wisdom and prescience. At any rate, I have finally accomplished that which I sought out here in Eorzea, and can finally return to Ishgard in triumph, as befitting the lord of the highest of houses. I am in your debt, Lord Chalmond. And you, Claire, with this, the day that the finest goods from the realm over are traded freely in the markets of Featherfall is all but upon us. To think that a pirate captain of all people would be the first person in these lands to see the merits of doing business with the illustrious House Durendaire. Hey, may Featherfall flourish. Francella is ready to make a triumphant return home. Oh, and it looks like the stalls that we've seen in Featherfall are also going to be filled up by the time we do get back. Interesting. Okay. Claire, Lord Charlemont, I must thank you once more for accompanying me on this journey. Owing to your tireless efforts, our mission has succeeded beyond my loftiest expectations. And you expected any less of me? At any rate, I do believe it is past time that we return home. There are preparations that must be seen to, yes? But of course! Speaking of which, I have been given considerable thought as to how we might best organize our new commercial district. To that end, I would be most grateful if the two of you would visit the location and share your thoughts upon our return. My time is valuable, as you might imagine, but I suppose I can spare a moment or two to lend my expertise. 'Tis most appreciated, my lord. In that case, let us each attend to any unresolved matters we may have here, then reconverse back in the firmament at our earliest opportunity. Travel in safety, my friend. So, happy ending, I suppose. We got what we wanted for the firmament, and I think the Count, maybe he's not 100% sure, but I think he suspects he knows who the captain really is of the Krakens. Whether or not he accepts it yet, it's hard to say. But maybe a day will come where he will be reunited with his son and he will understand why he did what he did. I mean, it was a bit cold just sort of running off and not letting his father know where he was for 20 years. But I can't say that I blame him, at least considering the way that he was before when we first met him. Claire, we've been waiting for you. Tis but a short walk from here to Featherfall Commercial District. Allow me to show the way. I must give credit where credit is due, Lord Francel. This place is almost beginning to look halfway habitable. Francel, we were wondering if you'd ever come home. Oh, look! It's his brothers and sister! My brothers! And you too, sister! How wonderful it is to see you all again! Oh, but you simply must hear the news. Orville and Francrenua apprised us just now. Why, if even half of what we heard is true, it would appear your excursion abroad has proved most fruitful. And this off the back of the Diadem's designation as the official gathering grounds for the restoration. Without you to extol its potential to our leaders, I doubt we would have received the necessary approval and funding.
You do Ishgard a great service, Francel. As your sister, I could not be more proud. My dearest siblings, you flatter me overmuch. Why, I could not have hoped to accomplish even a fraction of this without the expertise and influence of my esteemed companions. Of that I have no doubt. Mistress Faye, as you so selflessly served Ishgard during the war, you continue to go above and beyond in this era of peace. I have not the words to express my gratitude. And my most honorable Lord Chalmond, pray accept my humble gratitude for accompanying my impulsive little brother in his travels, and for opening his horizons with your vast experience and worldly wisdom.
Yes, I can only hope the boy gains something from my presence.
But Francel, we are not here simply to shower you with praise. No, we were hoping we might lend our aid to your efforts in a more tangible fashion. Indeed, after all, it would not do for the goods to flow only in one direction while the coin flows in the other, no? Allow me to be more direct. The Skysteel Manufactory has recently opened a new branch in Featherfall, yes? I have a mind to spend some time there myself, overseeing repair and maintenance orders, putting wares on display for potential sale to buyers from the realm over, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, Ovale and I have discussed the matter at length, and we suspect that traders from far-off lands might show quite an interest in the abundant natural resources harvested from the Diadem and the Sea of Clouds. I have no words. Your assistance in the reconstruction effort would mean the world to me.
Sons and daughters of House Helionauts, mayhap I misjudged them. Mocked and branded as heretics by the highborn and the common folk alike, forced to suffer the loss of kin, friends, and loyal followers alike over years of bloody war. Still they forge ahead to build a brighter future for our nation. For so long I thought them too earnest and agreeable for their own good, but perhaps that artless hope and enthusiasm is precisely what Ishgard needs in this new age. Would that my own son could be here as well, that he too could be among those leading the effort to transform our society for the generations to come. Strange, is it not? Somehow I am more certain than ever that he is alive somewhere in this world, and doing great things in his own right. Mayhap one day he will return to me, and mayhap not. Either way, the decision is his, and his alone to make. For so long I clung to the past, fearing that there was no place for me in this new age of openness, enlightenment, and change. But the truth is clear to me now. This is a new world we live in, and we must all adapt or be left behind. It will not be easy, but it will be worth it, and the passionate, capable young men and women around me will show me the way.
My sincerest apologies, Claire, Lord Chalmond. Seems my siblings and I got somewhat carried away in conversation. If you are ready, it would be my pleasure to escort you to Featherfall.
He looked so kind there for a moment. I guess he really did change in that little trip around the world. Or at least around the continent. I think that was good for him. Okay, let's have a quick look. Oh, it's him! What shall we order for Malcinta? The captain runs a tight ship, to say the least. Okay, lots of fish, spices, herbs from there. By the 12, it's cold here. I can scarce feel my fingertips. So this is Featherfall. I must say it has a certain charm about it.
Claire, Lord Chalmond, over here.
I did not imagine that your preparations were proceeding so briskly, Lord Francel. One might wonder if they are not proceeding too hastily. Yet at the same time, one cannot help but be impressed.
You are too kind, my lord. I am pleased to say that the Featherfall markets are nigh ready to open. Truly, we could not have accomplished this without you. Nor you, Claire, nor my dear siblings, my associates, and all in Ishgard and the 3 nations who have expended efforts on our behalf. Without all of you, my loftiest dreams to rebuild the firmament would have gone for naught. Thank you, my friends. I will not forget your kindness and generosity for the rest of my days.
Nay, 'tis I who owe you thanks, Lord Francel. Traveling with you has done much to open my eyes, and I am not too prideful to admit it. If I hope to lead House Durendaire to a new age of prosperity, there is much I must yet learn about the world outside Ishgard, a world to which I have been blind for far too long. In return for helping me to learn this lesson, allow me to offer you some parting advice. You have accomplished much here already, but do not rest on your laurels, for the greatest challenges are yet to come.
Thank you, my lord. Pray rest assured that I have no intention of shirking my duties. As more and more people flock to the firmament to hawk their wares and ply their trades, my ability to manage affairs here will be tested like never before.
They will indeed, and yet I suspect you are up to the task. Still, should you ever find yourself over your head, do not hesitate to call upon House Durendaire. And with that, I should be off. Claire, might you have a moment to spare afterwards? There is a matter in which I would seek your counsel.
I too should be getting back to the many tasks at hand. Till we meet again, my friends.
He's too nice for his own good. I would actually not have minded if the lad remained with us a while longer, but oh well. In any event, the matter I would discuss with you concerns the broom. If you are not otherwise occupied, I should very much like to hear your thoughts. Interesting. Interesting indeed. But I think we will call it there for right now, and we'll save that next little quest for after this. Oh, side quests! Okay, that looks like fun. So this quest is The Broom Lifts. But we'll save that for next time. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it and you're looking forward to seeing what happens next and the outcome of this little story. I know I am. So until next time, everyone, take care and have a good rest of your day.